Hi everyone, welcome to the new video series of Don't Lock Down Your Mind During the Lockdown. We are going to focus a lot on psychological first aid from this video onwards, and today, since it's the first video, we'll know what exactly psychological first aid. So we focus more on the part that actually arises the pressure in any person, which is stress. Alright, psychological first aid is nothing but like physical first aid, wherein you use something in order to heal, like a band-aid or an ointment. But psychological first aid offers preventive measures in order to deal with the anxiety which is already existing so that it does not increase. Similarly, like how in the physical first aid you put an ointment so that the wound does not increase. Alright, so today we are going to just focus on the awareness of stress or awareness of anxiety which is already present within us during this lockdown period. Now this video is applicable for both athletes and non-athletes, or people who are involved in sports and who are not involved in sports. So we focus more on understanding what is anxiety and what is the stress process. Now as you can see here, what I've done here is divided the stimuluses in the environment, that means the stressors that give you stress, into two parts. Like how our body reacts, it reacts into either a threatful situation, that means you see the stimulus as a threat, or you'll see the stimulus as a challenge. Now when you start seeing the stimulus in the environment, for example the COVID pandemic, that's a stimulus, alright, or like someone who's giving you information about this pandemic is the stimulus in the environment. If you see it as a threat, that means you see it as a threat, it will definitely get converted into the stressful process or the stress process. Now what we do today is we'll focus on the threat part. The challenge is when you start seeing the stimulus in a different way, you start the coping process and not the stress process. Alright, so even though the challenge will give certain rise to certain amount of anxiety or arousal in your body, it will lead to you coping with the situation. Alright, but if you see it as a threat, then you directly get into a stress process which arises or like gives a rise to two different areas. One is the psychological impact and one is the physiological impact. We'll first understand the physiological impact. I've left the space blank here because I want you to understand what is the physiological impact of stress. Alright, once you perceive an object as a threat, you start thinking that oh god, or your body starts reacting like oh my god, this is a threat, you need to run away from it. Alright, so that starts your stress process in the physiological sense. That means some hormones are released. I'm not going to go into the details because everything is available online in case you want, but I'm just focusing on what exactly happens in the body, like what you can feel. Alright, so some hormones are released, something happens within the blood cells or within the bloodstream, wherein the heart starts pumping up more blood. Alright, this is because this is an alarm for you to run away or escape from that situation, from that stressor. Alright, so if it's a thought regarding the current pandemic that oh my god, we are in a lockdown and I don't know when I'm going to get out of it, the brain is signaling your body that oh, this is a threatful situation. Alright, so you're perceiving this current situation as a threat. When you start thinking, so when I talk about the psychological side, you start thinking about it in a more stressful way. That means you start thinking, oh my god, this is a very, very threatening situation for me and my family. What if I get affected? What if someone else gets affected? If you remember the what if thoughts, yes, that's one part of your psychological stress cycle. Alright, now once you start these thoughts, what happens here on the physiological or on the bodily side is you start, firstly, the physiological thing, you will start sweating, or your heart rate starts increasing, your breath rate will increase definitely, muscles start becoming much more tighter. Alright, all these things are happening in the physiological aspect. When you talk from the organ side, the heart is pumping more blood, right, and it starts giving out more, or supply is increasing but without oxygen. So because you're not breathing in properly, you're not taking the oxygen properly, so the oxygen provided to each muscles in the body is less, and that's why the muscles start becoming much more tighter. Now this is all what you experience before a high anxiety feeling, or like your stomach starts rumbling. So I'm going to add here the stomach part. Your stomach starts behaving very weirdly. You feel like vomiting, or you feel like just not eating anything. That's what happens when you're under stress. So that's the physiology of stress. I'm telling you all these things because you need to understand the symptoms of what stress is. All right. Now, when we talk about the psychological side, I just told you about the thoughts, because the thoughts gives rise to the physiological effects or symptoms. Now, what happens after you have those thoughts simultaneously is you get some feelings. You start feeling frustrated at times because you can't do anything about the situation and you're just viewing it as a threat. You start getting frustrated, you start getting irritated with your own self, with someone else, and so on. Alright, and then it comes out in the form of your behavior. Alright, you start behaving in weird ways with people around you. Alright, some people have asked me that in this situation you start getting irritated with someone who you're staying with. Why does it happen? It's because you're under some form of stress subconsciously, under your it's somewhere there in your mind. Alright, but then it comes out in the form of behavior. You start behaving in a very weird way with someone who you're staying with, or with someone who you're on the phone with. Alright, these are smaller symptoms that you need to identify before we start coping with the situation. Alright, so this means you are under some form of anxiety or stress. Alright, this is a simple way in which I can explain what exactly is the stress process. Alright, now tomorrow what I'm going to begin with is this. Alright, when you start accepting this situation as a challenge, that okay, instead of thinking, oh God, how can we deal with this situation, or like starting what if thoughts, overthinking on the situation, we say that okay, this is a situation, let's start dealing with it. Let's start living in the lockdown. Like my good friends at Grit Sports Psychology have been speaking about quarantine being the new normal, and Nicole and Morel, it's a very good initiative that you're taken, that yes, quarantine should be treated as a new normal, because you need to help your mind and body behave as normally as possible, rather than overthinking and then this affecting other people in your house. Alright, so that's when we start coping with the situation. Alright, so that's where we start thinking it as a challenge. Alright, so in tomorrow's video, what I'm going to start with, the first psychological first aid is, when you start coping with the situation, you need to relax your mind and body. Alright, so we'll have few simple exercises which will help you deal with the situation more effectively. So wait for tomorrow's session. We'll have, or tomorrow's video as I call it, we'll have more psychological first aids in the coming days, but tomorrow we'll focus on the basics of being calm in the storm. Thank you so much for seeing this video. Do share, like, subscribe, and if you have any comments and questions, do put it down in the comment section and I'll answer it. Thank you so much.